My name is Braden, I'm 17 years old and make over $40,000 a month with reselling, and this is my story. Now, just a year ago, I was working a job I hated, hanging around losers, addicted to drugs, and honestly having no idea what I was doing with my life, to now living in my dream crib, buying a penthouse at 17, and making over $40,000 per month. Now, the reason why I'm making this video is not to brag or to gloat, but it's more for the people who can relate to my past self, a person who doesn't really know what he's doing. Maybe you're making money at a job, or you're making money off of a side hustle, but you don't really have anything sustainable. You don't know what you're doing with your life, and honestly, you feel kind of lost. Because that's exactly how I felt just 6 months ago. Now, throughout this video, I really want to convey the point that whatever you believe is possible, you can achieve. And the reason why I say that is because my past self would have never thought that I'm in the position I am in today. I'm so grateful and so blessed to be in this position, and you guys will kind of understand why it was so hard for me to understand or to see myself in this position as I kind of tell my story. But I guess where I really want to start with this, I want to start about 2 years ago, right? And this is where everything all started. Now, 2 years ago, I had started my first job. I was about 14 years old. I guess it would be about 3 years ago at this point. I was working at a sushi restaurant. Now, I got this job through a family friend. I was in the back washing dishes, and it was all right, bro. It was my first job, my first taste of money. And bro, I remember every single day I was in that back washing dishes in the back, and I was always just thinking about, getting rich, making money, bro, because that's really all I wanted to do, bro. At the time, I was trying drop shipping. I was trying to run my own agency in the back, and I was basically using this job to fund my agency, right? And I'd worked this job for about a year. And bro, at the end of that year, bro, I remember I looked at my bank account. I literally had negative $8,000. I'm working at this job, bro. And the reason why is because I was investing so much money into drop shipping, into agencies, and bro, just nothing fucking worked for me, bro. I was blowing my money on something that wasn't working. I tried so hard for it to work, and I got super demotivated. And after those two business models failed, after drop shipping and after my agency, bro, I kind of took a break, right? And then I had moved on from that job. I went into the school year, didn't work at all, and then kind of halfway through that school year, I started working another job. I started working at Papa Murphy's. And throughout this time, bro, I was getting paid, bro. I remember the interview, oh my gosh, with my job interview, all right, I was so desperate for a job, and they told me that I was gonna make $7.25 an hour, bro. And when I heard that, bro, it fucking hit me, bro. I started to realize, bro, I am a fucking peasant. I am a nobody. I was about 15 at the time, but either way, bro, anybody, whether you're 13, 14, 15, bro, making fucking $7 an hour is unacceptable, bro. And I realized that, bro, but I still went into work every day. I worked the hardest that I could, bro, and I always knew that there was something more, bro, but that was the only job that I could fucking get, was working for fucking $7.25 an hour, bro. And that shit made me so fucking pissed, bro. And throughout this job, bro, I remember I was the hardest working person there, bro. Whatever I've done in my past, I've always been the hardest working person, bro. I've always been the hardest working person in the room, right? And I was working so hard making these fucking pizzas, bro, at Papa Murphy's. That's what it was. It was like a pizza place, and I was working so fucking hard, bro, for $7 an hour. I worked there for about a year, and I got a 25-cent raise throughout that, bro. Now, eventually, I quit my job because I quit my job. I quit there because I thought I was making good money with my agency, right? I had started on my agency again. I was doing short form content, and I thought that I was riffing, bro. I was making $1K a month, bro. I was telling all my fucking friends and shit that I was gonna be making $20K a month and all this bullshit. This was a year ago, all right? And then I quit my job about a month ago. I flew out to Arizona, and that's actually the first time I was here, right? I live in Arizona now, from Wisconsin. First time I was here is right after I quit my job. I took a trip out to Arizona. I got invited here by somebody to help, basically, an agency client. Long story short, I flew out here, right? I stayed in, I don't know if you guys know what this is, but it's West 6. That's where I stayed. So West 6 is basically where Brett Scales, fucking Jordan, if you know Jordan, fucking Fredo, all those people used to stay. Pierre, all the people used to stay. A bunch of my buddies live in West 6 now. Down there a couple of days ago. I was thinking at the time, and bro, I remember stepping into a penthouse for the first time. It was surreal, bro. It was probably the craziest thing that I've ever experienced. Probably the most insane feeling of my life. So when I stepped to that penthouse, bro, I remember opening a door and I was like, holy fuck, this is real. It didn't register to me that people actually live like this, making a lot of money online, living in fucking penthouses, bro. And that's when I fucking locked the fuck in, bro. Like, I was obviously running my agency at the time, but bro, I realized, like, bro, I'm like, bro, this could be me if I work hard enough. Like, I realized, because the dude that was fucking, like, helping out, bro, he was a normal ass dude, bro. Like, he was a normal ass dude. We were chopping it up, having a conversation. Anyways, I get my work done, we do what we gotta do. I fly back to Wisconsin, and this dude basically, I flew myself out. He told me that, I was gonna get commissioned from this project, right, we were working on. Never happened, right? He basically blocked me after we got done when he needed to. I never got paid. I wasted probably $1,000 between flights, food, etc., flying there, flying back, and I didn't get anything out of it monetary, but I got the fucking experience, bro, and that experience meant the world to me, bro. And after I got back from that trip, shortly after I quit my last job, I started another job, and I was a little under 16, so I was about 15 and a half at this point. I started a job stocking shelves at a grocery store, and I was making $17.50 an hour. I worked there for about 6 months, but it was probably the most brutal and grueling 6 months of my life, bro. I was working every day, fucking going to school, fucking working all day, weekends, nights, late fucking nights, bro, and I didn't have any time for business, bro. So I stopped trying to make online money. I was satisfied with my $17.50 an hour, and at the time I had a lot going on, bro. I had a fucking girlfriend, I had a fucking, like, my friends, bro, I had school, I had all this shit, bro. And that job literally fucking drove me crazy, bro, because the same thing happened at the last job, bro. I was the hardest working person there. The people that were, my bosses or whatever, bro, were bossing around, telling me to do this, telling me to do that. And in the back of my mind, I wanted to tell them, just fuck off, leave me alone. But I know I couldn't do that because I would get fired, right? And that's the thing that burned me alive, bro, is I realized, I'm like, bro, I'm only making money if somebody allows me to make money, if somebody allows me to pick up a shift, if somebody puts me on the schedule, right? And even then, they can allow me to work, but I'm still their bitch, right? I realize that. I'm like, bro, unless I fucking figure this shit out, I'm always going to be somebody's bitch. I'm always going to be the person that is going to be talked down upon. I'm always going to be on the bottom of the food chain, bro. And this job, I'm telling you, this fucking job made me go crazy, right? Throughout my life, I'd always struggled with, like, mental health and anxiety and depression, bro. But this job drove me into a deep depression to the point where I had a girlfriend that I loved very much, bro. And bro, I literally started going crazy. Like, I literally started fucking losing my shit, losing my mind for no fucking reason. And she broke up with me because of that. And obviously, like, I'm not blaming my job for that, but it was definitely a big catalyst to, like, my mental health, bro. And after that shit, bro, I just fucking lost my shit, bro. A month, like, literally, this was, Christmas, around Christmas, when I was 16 years old, Christmas of last year. She had broken up with me on Christmas because, bro, I was just so fucked up. I was losing my shit. A week after that, I got fired from my job. So this was a rough period in my life, bro. This is a rough couple months in my life, bro. I was losing my fucking shit. My girl broke up with me. I lost my job, bro. I didn't know what the fuck to do, bro. I genuinely did not know what to do at all. So January came around, about the middle of January, and I'm like, all right, bro, I'm sick of this job shit, bro. I've tried agencies, I've tried drop shipping, I've tried all this bullshit, bro. Let me try reselling, all right? Let me try reselling. So I remember, bro, the first order I ever placed was $160. It was about 4 or 5 colognes. And I flipped it really, really fast, bro. I flipped it in like 2-3 days, and I saw that 160 turn into 500, and I'm like, bro, there is no way. Like, that was the fastest money I think I've ever made in my entire life, my 16 years of living. So I'm like, you know what? Fuck this, bro. Fuck this job. Fuck this bullshit, bro. Literally, as soon as I flipped that, as soon as I got my first package in, bro, I started making content. I started posting on TikTok, started posting on Instagram, bro, doing all this shit, bro. And that's when things started coming together for me. I would just reinvest all my money, fucking, 160 bulk order, flip it for 500, invest 500, flip it for 1.5k, turn in that bitch into fucking 4 or 5k, bro. And I just continued to run that shit up until I was making money on social media. I was making money from local meetups. And I mean, that was pretty much it, bro. That's pretty much how I got to about August, I would say. About August, my birthday. And at this point, bro, I had another lock-in moment, because believe it or not, bro, I had a girlfriend at the time. I got a girlfriend shortly after, my mother girl broke up with me or whatever. And this, like, this girl, she was not a good girl, bro. Like, I always kind of realized that. But I guess I just stuck with her for whatever reason. On my birthday, on my birthday, I found out she was cheating on me on my 17th birthday, August 15th. So I got broken up, bro, I got broken up with on Christmas, and I got cheated on my birthday. It's like my 2 favorite days. Just got completely fucked by these bitches, bro. So then after that happened, bro, I kind of realized that my priorities were completely fucked. Even though I was making money with reselling, I was still kind of complacent, bro. I was focusing on bitches, I was focusing on partying, I was smoking every day at this point, bro, and I just, I just thought everything was fucking, fucking cool, when in reality it wasn't, bro. Because when that shit happened to me, bro, I started to realize, I'm like, okay, this is when I really started to realize that the only person you have is yourself, bro. I was making money at the time, I was fucking shredded, I was improving my looks, like, bro, and I just realized that it would never fucking be enough. So I decided to basically cut everybody off, bro. I cut off everybody besides like my 2-3 friends. I stopped smoking, I stopped doing all this bullshit, and I locked the fuck in with reselling, bro. And within 3 months, I literally took my income from like 4 or 5, 6-7K a month to $10,000 to $20,000 per month, right? And at this point, I was grinding, working my fucking ass off, and I met a couple of my buddies online. Now these buddies online, I eventually obviously moved in with. I was connected with them through Instagram. Once I started building out my social media presence, I started making connections, meeting new people. We were on a call one day, and they were just like, okay, I want to move out to Arizona, I'm looking for one more person. I saw one of my buddies post this story, and I was just like, bro, fuck it. Like, I thought back to when I first started, bro, when I first started my online business journey, and I remember how surreal it was to live in Arizona, bro. And it's literally, since that day happened, it has been my goal to go back, to fucking go back and just live there, bro. So I already dropped out of school at this point. I dropped out of school in about January, at the start of my, or I guess like the middle of my junior year. So I was like, fuck it, bro. I already dropped out. I can't have a normal life. So I'm just gonna say fuck it and move out, leave my family, leave my friends, leave everything behind. I needed a fresh start, bro. My hometown fucked me up. It just had a bunch of bad memories, bro. And I was like, fuck it, bro. I need to leave. I need to do this shit. So I fucking signed the deal. We got the crib. And now we're here, bro. Moved in about January, or excuse me, we moved in December. And from December, I took my reselling business from about 15K a month to over $40,000 a month. Now, that's basically my entire journey, my story, how everything started, and kind of, I guess, just what my experience has been with reselling, just with the past couple of years in general. Now, as I tell my story, you guys can kind of realize that this dude, like, was not supposed to be successful. Like, he was not supposed to make it. He had tried so many things before. He had failed so many times before. There is no reason why he was supposed to be successful. There's no reason. The truth is, I found a way to make it fucking work, bro. I found a way to make it work because I never gave up. Even though I'd, taken intermissions, I'd work this job, work that job, bro. I'd always had that burning desire to not be somebody's boss, to make my own money, bro, to live the way I wanted. And that's why I dropped out. That's why I fucking quit my job to take a risk to fly out to Arizona the first time. Even though it didn't all work out, I still kept going because I knew that eventually one of these times would work, bro. I had failed probably 5-10 times before I found reselling, or before I found my niche of what actually I can do to make money consistently and actually run a real business, bro. So with this story in mind, remember, no matter how many times you fail, bro, it doesn't matter how many times you fail, because one time you will succeed, bro. It's like the Michael Jordan quote, and a lot of people apply this to women, but you miss 100% of the shots that you don't take, bro. You miss 100% of the shots you don't take, and this has stuck with me for the past 3 years, bro, because I knew that even if I was the worst shooter in the world, I had a terrible field goal percentage, bro. I was fucking shooting from the half court line, from the fucking the bleachers, bro. It didn't matter. One of those times my shot was gonna go in. One of those times my shot was gonna go in. I was either gonna get lucky, or I was gonna build the skills to shoot from that range, bro. I was gonna build the skills to get to where I wanted to go, and that's what happened to me, man. So that's basically my story, bro. I've gone through a lot of shit in these past 3 years, bro. I've gone through fucking mental spirals. I've gone through addiction, bro. I've gone through heartbreak, bro. I've gone through going broke and fucking disappointing my family, dropping out of school. So much shit, bro. But at the end of the day, I kept shooting, bro. And that is the reason why I am where I am today, bro. So if you're watching this video, you're not where you want to be. Maybe you failed a couple times. You're getting demotivated. Keep fucking pushing. Keep shooting, bro, because it will pay off. But that is my story, bro. Hope this inspired you guys, because even just listening to myself talk and reflecting on my life has really, I guess, kind of inspired me, bro. Just me past couple of minutes and just realizing like how far I've come, but also still how much more work is left to do. But that's my story. I appreciate you guys watching this video. If this resonated with you, drop a comment, subscribe, do whatever you guys gotta do. And I'll see y'all in the next one.